Okay, hello everyone. We will start at 7 p.m. Okay. So can you hear me clearly? Yes or no? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, great. Okay, good evening everyone. This is Teacher Apple from Think Academy, and in the seminar today, I will basically introduce 4 sections. What is GEP? What is GEP? What is our GEP preparation plan? And what is the support at Think Academy? Okay, so here let's start from the first one. What is GEP? Okay. So basically, the full name of GEP is Gifted Education Program. It caters for the needs of intellectually gifted students who are identified through a 2-stage exercise in primary 3. The GEP curriculum covers the same content area as those in the mainstream, but is extended in breadth and depth. So actually, it doesn't mean that if the kid is selected for GEP, he will learn a totally different curriculum. And in 2025 this year, the current GEP system in Singapore will undergo a final selection exercise for primary 3 students with the last intake of students into the 9 GEP schools happening in 2026. So the new system will focus on stretching high ability learners in all primary schools, while the details are still to be announced. So for the exam format here, I will introduce more. Generally, there are 2 stages and the dates are already confirmed. So here, everyone, maybe you can take some notes. The screening exercise will be taken on 21st August. So here you can see there are 2 subjects, English and math. Each lasted for 75 minutes with 50 questions and 40 questions respectively. And in English test, there are 2 to 3 passages for comprehension, 15 to 20 questions about vocabulary, and 2 passages with helping words enclosed. And in math test, there are 2 parts, MCQ with 4 options and open-ended question. Each part will include 20 to 25 questions. And then the selection test, here, the second round. Wait, where's my, okay. The selection exercise, it will be taken on 14th to 15th October, which is a Friday and which is a Thursday and Friday. And apart from English and math, there will be GA as well. GA1 is about general ability related to English, including word relation, anagram, decoding, and logic. And GA2 is about general ability related to math. So actually here I show the numbers like 76, 55, 34, and 41. This is just a general, because actually the number of questions may be different from years. Okay, and then following this, let's have a look what is the topics that were covered in GEP. So actually, GEP exam is categorized by a large number of questions, as you can see that, and the time limit is quite tight, which places high demands on students' speed and accuracy in answering questions. Because the preparation for the English exam, to be honest, it relies more heavily on children's daily accumulation and their daily reading, while improvement in mathematics focuses more on mastering methods and practice. So that is why also we focus more on preparation for GP math. So here you can see that basically there are 6 modules: calculation, counting, geometry, combinatorics, number theory, and word problem. And to be honest, actually the order here I arranged is not just from the easiest one to the difficult one, because every module could be very, very hard, and also every module could be very easy. So here I will show you some frequently tested topics in each module here. Well, for the first one, that is the calculation. Whole number, decimal, and fraction are 3 basic types of numbers. Students are supposed to master the concepts and the rules of calculation quite well, because actually it is kind of like the fundamental skill. And then extending to real life scenarios, topics related to these numbers include, as you can see here, length, mass, volume, time, and money and discount. I know that for WA in term 1, also many school tests already related to these topics, right? So actually they are highly related to GEP math as well. And then for the topics like equivalent substitution, okay, let me highlight here. Equivalent substitution, arithmetic sequence, and define new operation. Well, if the students were preparing for SASMO this year, I think these topics should be very familiar to you as well. And also for the basic 4 operation calculation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division involving remainder, pay attention. Also, that is related to the multi-digit times multi-digit or multi-digit divided by multi-digit. Students should be very, very familiar with this part. And then following this, for the geometry part, actually for students, they approach to geometric topics from P1, such as lines and angles. They are quite basic. And also topics such as multi-perspectives of 3D figures are frequently tested in several P3 tests, especially for the nets. So here, let me write it down, especially for the nets. Oh, sorry, because I'm spelling with my laptop, okay? The topics with nets, actually it is frequently tested in Math GA as well. Like basically there are 11 different types of the nets of a cube. Actually students should be very familiar with like 141 type, 231 type, and the 333 type, and the 222 type. And also for the area and the parameter, I know that for all P3 students, they start to learn such topics from this year. And also for these 2 topics, they are more frequently tested in second round, but not sure actually. So it's better also try to do some revision about the basic concepts and the basic formulas about the area and the parameter of some regular or irregular shapes. Number 3 is a more theoretical module, which tests the kids' understanding towards the relationship among different numbers. The topics like the factor and the multiple, odd and even number, place value, maximum and minimum are frequently tested in GEP. And some students may think odd and even numbers are quite easy, right? Like when I ask my students, okay, what is the odd number? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? And what about the even numbers? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. But actually here, let me show you some example, okay? So if the student is just watching the live stream, maybe you can also have a try. The result of 29 plus 30 plus 31 plus ... until 88. So for the final result, is this an odd number or even number? Maybe you can have a try. What is the answer? I see that for many students, actually for the first or second, they try to do some calculation, right? Like 29 plus 30, okay, 59, 59 plus 31. Or some students say, okay, I can try to pair them up. But do remember that actually you are supposed to answer like 40 to 50 questions within 75 minutes. Actually, it is very, very rushed. So actually here you should be very, very familiar with the grouping method here as well. So how many even numbers, how many odd numbers, or if you are quite good at arithmetic sequence formula, and also you can try to solve by the formula. Okay, and then following this for the counting part, this is about the statistical graphs enumeration as well as the addition and the multiplication principle. And these are very popular topics in counting module. And particularly, I want to mention more about the statistical graphs, because actually in the last few months when we were preparing for the SASMO this year, I also highlighted this part. It looks very, very easy, but actually also the accuracy rate may be not that good. Okay, for example, as you can see, there are 36 students in each class. Each smiling face stands for some number of people wearing glasses. So actually for such question, it is very easy to make a mistake. That is, actually for one sticker, one picture, it doesn't only refer to one person or one item. So actually here we just regard them as one unit, okay? Pay attention to such topic because actually until PSLE for such topic, it is a must test topic. Okay, and then following this for the next one, it is about the combined topics. It covers quite a lot of topics, and usually there are many challenging questions, such as the number puzzle, number matrix, and the numbers and the matchsticks. especially for the matchsticks. I know that most students dislike it, right? Quite challenging. And also for the matchsticks, usually it may be combined with many other topics, such as the odd and even. I remember that several years ago, there were some questions like, oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. There were some questions like the number of matchsticks is odd or even, and you try to form an odd or even numbers. So actually you have to consider different cases. And also for such question, it will be better for you to apply some like addition and multiplication principle. And actually in the following month, we'll practice more about this part. Oh, sorry. And also for the logical reasoning. For logical reasoning, especially for the math part, it is more related to the GEA part. But actually for some basic one, like how to apply the magic arrow, how can we solve by the table method? So actually it is also tested in the first round. Okay, and the last one is about the word problem, and which is a quite time-consuming module, to be honest. For P3 students, they need to learn several tools and diagrams, and they need to know how to apply different methods flexibly, and we will practice more in the future as well. So generally speaking, for math, GP focus on in school mathematics knowledge, and also it is a highly flexible go beyond the typical midterm and final exam formats in school. As GP curriculum itself is like an extension, and for the depth and the breadth, it is more challenging for students, and that is why kids with Math Olympiad experience usually they can perform better. And next, for the difficulty level, if the students already attending SESMO this year, actually, I remember that the results should be released recently. So maybe you can have a reference. According to students' performance in the last few years, as long as your SESMO result could be top bronze or above, so actually you will have a higher potential to pass the first round of GEP math. And the last one, just as what I mentioned before, the tight time frame and the heavy workload. So if you just spend like 5 minutes or 10 minutes within one question, actually you cannot finish the test paper. Okay, and actually here, we also collected some essential topics in our all-in-one guidebook. And I know that many students already redeemed such book in January. And if you already redeemed such book, actually, you don't need to redeem again. But pay attention that you can do all the questions selected here for several times. So when we were preparing for the SESMO, actually I already shared some live stream and also shared some weekly practice in our preparation group. And for more topics such like the fraction, actually it is not tested in SESMO, but actually it is a very important topic in GEP. So for all students who are preparing for GEP this year, make sure that you are quite familiar with these 15 essential topics. And also in the book, you can see that there are detailed explanation, and also we get a summary of methods like a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. What are you going to supposed to do, and how to write down the equation step by step. And also for the practice part, we set different levels from the basic one to the advanced one and then to the challenge one. And also here, later I will share the preparation group. If you have any question about the practice or about the solution, maybe you can just share, because all the Think Academy teachers are in the preparation group. Okay, and also here I want to have basic introduction to the GA tool. So for most students, actually, they just think GA like a IQ test, because you will see many pictures or the logical thinking part. And here, actually, for our teachers, we divide them into some different types of questions. Some easy questions can be solved even without preparation. That is, even before you never know what is the GA, what is the general ability. I never seen this before, but actually it is more like a common sense. As long as you see the question, then you will know how to do. For example, Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, which one? Super easy, right? So actually it even doesn't take 1 minute to solve. Maybe some students, okay, only 2 seconds, only 3 seconds, and then you can figure out the answer. And also for some questions, actually they cannot be figured out even with much preparation. So for example, for some questions actually we met before, it is kind of like if it could have a different answer if you just view it from different perspective. So actually it is very hard to explain why and how it works. So actually for these two types, actually it's very hard to prepare well, to be honest. So what can we prepare? So actually here for some questions, we find that we can divide them into different categories. So for example, like the shapes, size, counting, pointing, the pointing and the position for different types of questions. So here we can help students to solve step by step and group by group. So for example, we just take the figure problem as an example. So how to solve the figure problem in GA? Generally speaking, we divide them into 6 letters like 3S, 2P, and 1C. So 3S refers to shape, size, shading, and 2P refers to pointing, position, and 1C is for counting. And also for different perspective, we share different types of the questions for students to practice. That is, as long as you get to one question, okay, I don't know where should I start, then maybe you can see, okay, SSPPC. Okay, so here you will get some logic. So basically, you will see that there are 2 books for the GEP GA part preparation. So here we have a very systematic guidebook, and also we have a very efficient guidebook. So one is for the guidebook and one is for the practice. So for the guidebook, it's more like the matter introduction. To be honest, it is very hard to introduce, okay, why and how can we get the answer? I know that many teachers or parents, when they see the question, they just say, I know the answer is A, but how do you explain to the kid? Actually, it is very hard. So for our teaching team, actually, we try to summarize some matter just like what you see, like SSPPC, right? So this is kind of like a matter we try to develop into a more logical thinking part to help students to develop a system in their mind. So after they read the guidebook, and then if they want to do more practice, then they can refer to the GEP General Ability Practice. And also later, I will share more about how we use this book and how we do reading settings. Okay, let me check so far. Any question here? I think it should be okay, right? Okay, so following this, let's move on to our preparation plan, the GEP preparation plan. So basically here, we divide that into three phases, and also later I will share such poster in our preparation group. Sorry. Because just as I mentioned before, this is the last year of the current GEP system in Singapore. So to help kids prepare better, we designed a half-year plan, which includes these 3 phases. And here is an overview. From April to June, we will focus on foundation. And from July to August, we'll focus on targeted practice. And from September to October, we will focus on how to develop exam-taking skills. So actually here, you will see that for the phase 1 and phase 2, actually they will be more intensive. And for the, especially for phase 2, because it is very close to GEP first round. So we will do many practice to help students to enhance their understanding of their weakness module. And if a student performs well in the screening exercise, actually they will be shortlisted for the next stage, but the result will be released in early October usually. So actually there will be around 2 weeks for them to prepare for the second round. So if you want to start the preparation, after the result is confirmed, actually it will be very rushed, because for the second round, as you see, there will be 3 different subjects, right? You need to prepare for English and English GA, math and math GA. Okay, so here, let me introduce more about the different phases. Oh, and here is our WhatsApp group. So here, everyone, if you are linked in our group, you can scan the QR code to join our group. Yeah, here I will last for a few seconds. And later, my colleague will also share the group link in different Think Academy current groups. Okay, so here let's have a look for the phase one, that is from April to June. So here we have several activities such as exam strategies and preparation webinars, as well as the online mock test and the foundational GEP math practice, in-person book collection, and some essential questions tutorial. And here is a detailed schedule. So here you can see that today is our English webinar. And on the day after tomorrow, that is on 29th April, we will have our first round of online mock test. So if the student is our current Think Academy students, actually you can join the mock test for free. The aim of such mock test is just to know your ability better, like, okay, what is your strength, what is your weakness? So if you want to prepare what kind of topics you need to practice more and what kind of topic you can just go into very, very fast. And from 6th May to 24th May, that is for the whole month in the starting from next week. Actually, we will share some intensive training that is like the weekly practice with the webinar. So we will again share some free live streams to introduce some very important topics. And after the webinar, we will share some essential practice. And if you have any question about this, if you have any question about your worksheet, about the slides we share in the live stream, then you can just message teacher. So yeah, because all the teachers are already in the group, or you can just ask in our preparation group. And then on 27th May, there will be the second round of the online mock test. That is after a month of preparation. So you may see, okay, for some topics, you can get it better. And for some topics, maybe you still got something, okay, very confused. So the mock test will help you to understand better. And for every mock test, actually the paper is different. We will not use the same paper for several rounds. So every set of the paper is different and you can have a great reference because we will also provide the detailed report after the test. And then on 7th June, we will hold an in-person mock test. So there will be only 2 months, 2 months to the official test. So actually, we also hope we can help students to get a more real experience because anyway, they need to sit in the classroom to do the test paper, right? Okay, and then from 7th to 8th, we will have in-person activity. That is for parents, you can try to collect our exclusive exam preparation materials, just like the GA books and the all-in-one guidebook for math. And after you collected the book, actually, I know that many students or many parents, maybe you just keep it, right? But actually, the most important thing is you need to use the book and how to use and also what are the key points, what are the details. So actually we'll share more. So that is why from 17th to 20th, we will hold the online short-term course. And the register link haven't been created yet, but we will share in the next month. And also for some essential questions, we will guide the students to do it step by step with the detailed explanation. And after this, from 17th June to the 6th July, we will again get some online intensive training. So actually you will see that there are 2 rounds. Actually, they are different. Okay, let me highlight. So for the first round, there will be more like the basic modules, like the calculation, counting, like the basic formula, basic concept, the basic steps you have to do. And then for the second round of the online intensive training, that is, we will focus on some advanced question, such as how can we solve the word problem in a faster way, and how can we read the question and recognize what type of the question it immediately. Okay, and also for this activities we will just hold in our preparation group. So just make sure that you won't miss any information and please join our group. Okay, and also for the first round of the online mock test, it is open for registration already. And again, if you are the current student who is studying at the Think Academy, so actually you can just scan the QR code and register for free, okay? And do remember that the date will be on 29th April, and the timing is from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The content is only about the GEP math. Okay, let me check so far any question here. Yeah, if you are not our current students, actually you can only pay for $4.9. Yeah, and also you will receive a report. After you register successfully, and please do remember to download the Think Academy student app, because for all our online course, online mock test, we will just do that on our app. Yeah. Also, I see that some students say that they don't have enough time, right? Yeah, I see. The student may have another test at that time, but it's okay. So actually, for example, after you register, if the student is free on 30th April and also can do the test later, okay? Yeah. But do remember that if you haven't registered, actually cannot join the test. Yeah, and if you already registered successfully, and then you can join the test at any time you are free. And you will receive the report later as well. Yes, okay. And also for our book collection in June, this is our registration link. So here you can scan and try to select what kind of materials you are going to reading. All these books will be delivered, all these books will be given for free as long as you registered. And the book can only be collected on 7th and 8th in June. So basically there are 3 different books, yeah. So for all-in-one guide, it is not only for assessment preparation, actually. So if all the students, if some students, they already redeemed in January, actually you don't need to redeem it again. But you haven't redeemed it, do remember to collect it. Yeah, this book is very, very, very useful. And make sure that you can do all these questions for at least twice, okay? At least twice. Yeah, and for another 2 books, they are for GA, because just as what I say, if you prepare for the second round of GEP until you receive the result of the first round, then you only have 2 weeks. Then for 2 weeks, you need to prepare GA1, GA2, English, and math. Wow, very, very stressful, right? Okay, and then for the phase 2, that is starting from July to August, and then we will do some targeted practice. So here you can see that we have some advanced GEP math practice, and for most basic topics, we will practice before that. So here, actually, the most important thing is to improve the speed. So that is why also we will have some speed booster course, that is to make sure that you can finish each question within 2 minutes or 3 minutes, because if it is more than 3 minutes, actually you will not have enough time to finish the rest part. Yeah, and also the time management is very important in GEP test. And again, we will have several rounds of mock test and revision. And since it is very close to the official test, that is why we will also share the common mistake review, and we will do some weekly practice or daily practice. Yeah, so actually it depends. So here is a details that is from 8th July to 29th July. We will have online and in-person short-term course to help students speed up. And then from 23rd July to 6th August, we will focus more on the mock test analysis lessons. So actually this is a bit different for formal mock test. So for mock test analysis lessons, that is like, okay, for example, I give you first 1 hour to finish maybe 50 questions, and then after that maybe 5 minutes break, and then we just go through all the questions directly. So actually, why do we set such lessons? for one reason, that is to help students understand their mistakes immediately. And also for the second one, to be honest, you will see that the duration of the test is not that short. So students also need to improve their patience, and also they need to, how to say, 坐得住, right? They need to see here well. Yeah. Okay, and then on 10th August, we will have another offline mock test because it is very, very, very close to the real one, right? Okay, and then from 12th August to 15th August, we will have another online intensive training, but we will not focus on more new thing because before that, students are supposed to finish quite a lot of practice and they need to get a final summary, like we'll do some GEP math common mistakes review to help them go through all the mistakes they made and try to improve their accuracy rate in the last few days. Okay, and following this, move on to the third phase. That is from September to October. So for this stage, our main goal is to develop exam taking skills. Because actually compared to the first round, you will see the second round, it is more intensive, right? Okay, so here we will particularly practice more about the GA intensive course. But actually it doesn't mean that we only prepare for GA from September. Actually from May, yes, from May, when we are preparing the foundational GP math practice, we will also practice GA as well. Then for the phase 3, this is also a detailed overview. So you can see on 22nd August, we will have another online seminar. I know that some parents already noticed that, wow, how come you just finish the test on 21st and then just on the next day, and then teachers will share another seminar about how to prepare for the second round. Because just now I already mentioned for several times, the time will be very rushed after you receive the result of the first round, and then the second round will just be on 14th to 15th. So think about it. We suppose that the earliest day you can receive your result is on the 1st October, and then only 2 weeks, right? So actually, maybe it will be less than 2 weeks to prepare for the 4 subjects. So actually, we also hope that after students already finish the first round, and then they will have a general feeling about their performance. And if you are very confident, and then you need to prepare for the second round right now, actually. And then from 9th to 23rd September, again, we will have another round of short-term course. It is about the GP math and the GA related to the math. So again, we will have several mock test analysis because it is more effective and efficient for students to go through all their weakness. And then from 10th to 12th September, we will have another one that is we just focus on the GA part. And finally, that is around 1 week before the official test, and then we will get another in-person mock test. And pay attention that for this in-person mock test, that is we will combine these 2 parts together. That is firstly, students will supposed to finish the GA test, and then they just finish the GEP math. Why do we put them together instead of separated? As you can see that at the very beginning, actually the duration is very long. So it is kind of like, I'm not sure that if some parents join the IELTS before, like if you try to join an English test, and you will see that the test will last for a whole day, right? Almost the whole day or half of day. So actually for the GP test also, apart from the knowledge part, actually for the patience and also for the energy, it is also very, very, very important for students. So actually we hope that before the final exam, students can experience a very, very real mock test, just like what they will experience on 14th to 15th October. So this is the last part. Okay, this is about the support at Think Academy. So again, here, Okay, let me hide it. Okay, so again, here I will share how to scan for our free materials in case of some some parents missed just now. So to remember that after you register, then you can collect the book on 7th to 8th June. Okay. Yeah, so this is very important. And also for another one, that is make sure that you are in our GEP preparation group in case you miss any information. Because for all the online mock test information or the online live stream or the further training part, actually we will share all this in our own preparation group. And also the first round of the online mock test is open for registration, so don't miss that. Yes, it is open for registration now, and for the current students in Think Academy, you can join the online mock test for free. Yeah, and if you are not a current student in Think Academy, actually you can also register, but you need to pay for $4.9. Sorry. Yeah, and also just now for all the syllabus and the topics I shared about the GEP math and also our detailed schedule, later after the live after the webinar, I will share in our group as well. Okay. Okay, so actually in the end, I also want to share something with everyone because I know that maybe some parents are quite stressed for GP, right? Because it is the last year. But again, as a teacher, actually, these days we are also learning a online course, and there is a paragraph actually we are really like it. So it is about that mathematics will help them in their lives, not because they will see the same types of problems in the real world, but because they are learning to think quantitatively and abstractly and developing an inquiring relationship with math. So actually that is also why previously in the last few months, all teachers, all the lower primary teachers helping students with SMKC and SESMO. But also we made some students who are not aimed to join any competition, but they really feel a feel a sense of fulfillment in the process because they feel that they can understand more knowledge points and they can get more confident to math. Yeah. And also I feel that for GP, of course, it is very important for most students, right? And also I know that for some students, they want to transfer the school, something like that related to the results. But to be honest, we still feel that learning is still a process. And for the GP preparation, also, I hope that for this purpose, we can try to help as much as we can and to give as much as to give as much support as we can. And also if any students they have any question, they can try to contact to all the teachers in our GP preparation group. And also we hope that students will get a very, very good result this year. Okay. So actually this is yeah, this is the sharing today. And also later I will share the details and the posters and also for the schedule of the following activities in our groups. Okay, so make sure that you are in our GP preparation group. And if you have any question, maybe you can just message me directly. You will see that my profile is a girl with the apple. Yeah, teacher apple. Okay, so this is the end. If you have any question, please message me. Okay. Yeah, and also thank you for your time.